Yes, you. Welcome to the You're Not Getting Any Younger podcast, a podcast for people who want to disrupt their lives for a good reason, to make it count. I'm your host, Jen Glantz, and every week I'll drop a new episode with stories from real people just like you, who woke up one morning and decided to make big changes, starting with small things. We'll cover topics like entrepreneurship, love, failure, and self-care. Hey, you're not getting any younger, so let's make this an adventure. Ready? Hey, any youngers, it's me, your host, Jen Glantz, back with another solo episode for you. The theme of this week is, what in the world is going on with you? You know, it was only a couple of months ago where we all sat down, we made these big promises, we had all these big goals for the year, and guess what? It's not even your fault this year if these things did not happen. Like, if there was ever a year to blame something or someone, this is the year. However, even though there's been a lot of craziness and chaos and coronavirus, it's still important to check in on yourself. How are you doing? What are your goals? And do you need to reevaluate? Because look, through this crazy time, a lot has changed for us individually and for the world. Maybe you got laid off and now your number one goal is to find a new job. Maybe you're still at your job, but you realize that you want to be somewhere else. Maybe that's not even the case. You just did not start that side business because you've been putting it off and now you're scared to risk starting this business. My challenge for you this week is pretty simple. Number one is to pull up that list you made at the start of the year of those goals you had. And if you didn't make a list, just make one now. What were some of the things you hoped you accomplished in 2020? Just write them down. Or maybe you have your list, pull it up and stare at it, even though it's going to make your tummy hurt and your eyes swell. Pull it out. Then I want you to make a list of where you are right now, how you're feeling now. Aside from the fact that maybe you didn't complete your goals or your goals have to change, how you feeling now? Scared, anxious, risk-taking, whatever your goal, whatever you feel now, write that down. And then a third list should sort of combine the two. Based on where you are right now, how things are going for you, and those goals you wanted to accomplish, how can you pivot? How can you change? How can you reevaluate? The year's not over. Now's the time to look at what you wanted to accomplish and see if it's still something you can feasibly do and want to do, or how you can pivot. Maybe you set a new goal right now that you stick to. But don't discount the fact that because this has been a really crazy couple of months, that your goals are shot. The thing is, you still have to focus on you because we're facing and we're dealing with time. And time is never on your side, my dear friend. You are not getting any younger. So I think it's really important right now, the time that you're in today, reevaluate your goals. What are the 3 things you want to accomplish by the end of the year? Because if we don't do this now, before you know it, it's going to be October, and then it's going to be even harder. That's the challenge for this week. 1, pull out that list of goals from the beginning of the year or make one. 2, talk about how you're feeling right now. What kind of emotions do you have about the state of your life right now? And 3, can you reevaluate and create a new list, one that optimizes all of these things, taking into account what's happening in your life right now? And then once you have that list of your new goals, start. Start with baby steps. Don't delay it. Put it somewhere right in front of your face so that you face it every single day. Yeah, there's a lot changing. But you know what? You still have to invest and focus and care about you. And we haven't done that lately. And you know what? Yeah, there's a good excuse and everything, but still, you have a job to do for you. And when all of this passes, you're going to be left with yourself wondering why you didn't already do these things. Now's the time, always is the time. I have your back. I'm cheering you on. All my love, Jen Glantz. Hey you. Thank you for listening to the You're Not Getting Any Younger podcast. There are hundreds of thousands of pods out there, so thank you for listening to this one. You can find the show notes for this week's episode up on our website, anyyounger.com. Subscribe, rate, and review the You're Not Getting Any Younger podcast on iTunes so that other ears around the world can listen too. Oh, and join our secret You're Not Getting Any Younger Facebook group, where over 1,000 people are talking about how to disrupt their lives for a good reason, to make it count. Until next week, all my love, Jen Glantz.